Think about how far you've come. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, this is an exercise that you should be doing. If you haven't done it, you will, which is reflecting, going back in time and remembering where you were when you were trapped in that relationship, what that person did to you, what that person did on purpose, how they ignored you, how they disrespected you, how they walked 30 feet in front of you, how they hung up on you and slammed kitchen cabinets and drawers, and you experienced road rage when you were driving on the road and they were screaming in your right ear because they were trying to disrupt your energy when you were on the way to a barbecue or a celebration or maybe just going to the store. You see, way back then, you didn't know what you know now. You were not formally or educated on narcissism at all when you were growing up, so you didn't realize that toxicity looked the way it looked. Yes, just like a human being. And that human beings can be very cruel. They can be very manipulative. They can be very calculating, and they don't care about many other people. That's not every human. I am referring to types of human beings. There are two main parts, not only for this video, but of energy on the planet. There is beautiful, bright, shining light energy, which is you. Then there's negative, dark energy, which is the narcissist. The narcissist tried their best to extinguish you and your beautiful, bright, shining light. They tried their best to keep you trapped, to keep you on that hamster wheel of abuse, to keep you pedaling, if you will, trying to do a doggy paddle or bobbing in the ocean of toxicity. You see, the narcissist knew that they placed you in that trauma bond. They knew that they placed you in that devaluation stage, and they knew who you were long before you figured out who you were. The narcissist had multiple people on the hook at any one time. You were one of those people. And what the narcissist did is they tried to burn you out, just like they try to burn anybody out that gets too close to them. And eventually, over time, your resources became depleted. I've shared this exact notion in thousands of videos over the years, and this is an updated version. You were the unpaid helper. You became the walking apology. You were the walking billboard. You were the ATM, the cook, the cleaner, the chauffeur, the pool boy. You did everything you could do and more to try to fix or repair an unfixable or irreparable relationship. The narcissist knew all of this. They also knew that you were lost, you were confused, you were trapped, and you did not know that they were the narcissist. So think about how many times that person you're considering would be looking at you. Maybe if you had breakfast with them once every 5 years, it would be across the breakfast table. Maybe it would be when you were sitting right next to them on an airplane when they were ignoring you. Maybe it would be when you're on a couch trying to spend a little bit of what you thought back then was quality time, but you were just sitting next to the narcissist and they were on their tablet, their laptop, one of their 3 smartphones, their Kindle and everything else trying to ignore you, but at the same time not only ignoring you, but grooming other sources of supply when they were on dating apps, etc., or whatever they were doing, but also feeding off of you because when you were sitting next to them and if they weren't paying attention to you, they were still consuming your energy. You just didn't know it back then. Energy is what this whole planet is about. I am made of energy, so are you. The narcissist needs fuel, i.e. energy, i.e. supply, to give them tomorrow or if the next moment's breath. All you need is oxygen and you need abundance. You need stability. You need peace. You need quiet. Listen to this right now. Listen to this part of the video. That's what you need. You need the ability to just be, to exhale, to remove all the toxicity, to breathe in the abundance, and to just be yourself. Well, that's what the narcissist didn't want you doing. The narcissist needed you to be on the go. They needed to give you multiple endless to-do lists at any one period of time during any one day. And once you accomplished one of those endless to-do lists, here would come another one and another and another. And that's also why the narcissist kept one foot in the relationship with you, more like one piggy toe in the relationship, and all the other, what are they, 9 toes or whatever we have, other toes are in other budding or older or former relationships. You see, the narcissist is loyal to nobody. They care about nobody but themselves. And the narcissist is an opportunist. They are a manipulator. They are a coward. They are a bully. They are shallow. They're hollow. And they're stuck on repeat. All they do is continue to go around and around and around in that toxic circle of abuse. Notice these 2 words. They both have 6 letters, and they both have the first 3 letters are the same. But notice these 2, and you tell me if you can connect these dots. And I'm going to begin doing things like these with my newfound Wisdom, education, experience, insight, and perspective. Just think about these two words for a quick second. Cycle, C-Y-C-L-E, and circus. Well, what is cycle? A cycle is something that continues. Part A, part B, part C. Cycle, it keeps going around like that. And circus is what the narcissist is always performing for in the big top of abuse, the toxicity of abuse. And the narcissist, if you really think about it, and I gave you the first wrong word, but I'm going to clear that up in a second. The narcissist is actually on that unicycle in the clown outfit under the big top, performing for an audience of anybody who would buy a ticket to the toxicity, the abuse, and the manipulation. You were one of those people. Well, when the big top doesn't sell out any longer, which means the circus, the cycles end, and the narcissist now has to look elsewhere to be peddling figuratively and literally their toxicity and their manipulation. I was going to share it this way, but I spaced out for a moment. And now, because I shoot these videos in real time, real life, without a script, of course, as you know, the two words I was actually trying to reference were circus and toxicity. Actually, it wasn't toxicity. I'll figure it out in a second. But the point being, what I'm trying to share with you is the narcissist doesn't care about one other person at all. And they care about what they do with people. Oh, here's what the two words. Finally, I got them. Circus and circle. They were the two words. It took me a while, but after creating 5,100 videos over 5 years, you can give me a break here. But think about it. Circus, C-I-R-C-U-S, and circle, C-I-R-C-L-E. The first three letters are the same. They both involve circles, like loops. And think about it. What do you think the common denominator there is with circus and the other word that I shared with you? Well, drop comments, let me know why I'm sharing all that. And yeah, I did go off on a tangent to let you know that everything's connected. I'm connected with you. You're connected with me. We were connected with the narcissist. The narcissist has thousands of abusive connections with other people. No longer are you doing that, meaning being connected with the narcissist, which is why once you get the wisdom, you need to close the chapter of the book on the narcissist, and you need to never, and I mean never, look backwards. The narcissist is in your rear view mirror. The narcissist knew what they were doing, and they still know what they're doing right now. So as the thumbnail mentions, when you reflect and look back at how far you've come, think about it. You had very, very little chance. I would say less than 1/2% to make it out of that cycle, to heal, to figure out what narcissism is, to put yourself back together, and to beat the darkness from the underworld. You did all those things. And nobody, and I mean nobody, gave you credit for doing it, other than people like myself who've been trapped in the cycle ourselves, because I know what it took to stay in the cycle and to give to a fault and to be abused for doing it, and then to have to put yourself back together, not even counting figuring out what narcissism was post-relationship. The odds were so insurmountably stacked against both of us that it's a miracle that we're here. But guess what? We're here. You're here. I'm here. So now once that part of the recognition or the realization that you're out of the narcissistic relationship and the dust is settled, once that part is settled in with you, like it has with me, then you really live in the present moment. But every once in a while, you'll have to reflect back and think where you were, which is an exercise I do with people during one-on-one sessions when it's appropriate. And I do it with myself when I create videos. I just did it a minute ago with you. And yeah, I forgot the 2 6-letter words after the first 3 attempts, but I figured it out again. And that's why I am me, because my fingerprint is mine. And the narcissist did their best to erase my fingerprint, if you will, and erase me from the planet. But again, they failed miserably, just like they failed with you. So when you really reflect back and look at where you were and how little you actually knew about yourself, how little you knew about humanity, how little you knew about empathy, about abuse and toxicity, just think about this for a minute. Did you know what gaslighting was? Of course you didn't. Did you know what verbal abuse was? No chance. Did you know what triangulation was? No, you didn't. Did you know what projection was? Mirroring, object constancy? No, and no. Did you know what a rage fit was? No. All of these things you had no idea that, even though you experienced them, you didn't know that they had definitions for the behaviors. And now you do know those things. Now that you know them, you need to insulate and protect yourself and those loved and trusted ones around you, and you need to stay in the present moment. You see, the narcissist, if you cross their minds for whatever reason, they may in the future attempt to hoover. Now, I've mentioned the hoovering aspects and capabilities and patheticness of the narcissist, specifically quite frequently over the last 4 or 5 months. I'm going to slow it down because not that anyone can't get hoovered, but the holiday hoover season, it's clearly come and gone this year. Doesn't mean other people can't get hoovered, because there are still holidays coming up. There are still birthdays, there's still events, graduations, and there's a lot. Life goes on. Life is dynamic. It's always changing. But having said that, the narcissist, when you look back and figure out where you were and that you really did not know much when it came to narcissism, yourself, humanity, and what people are capable of, just like me, and then you fast forward and you realize, wait a minute, I'm actually in a great spot. I cut the 4 ties with the narcissist. I severed them, the emotional, the financial, the physical, and yes, the spiritual. I healed. I've relocated, perhaps. I've changed my phone number, started a new business. I gained weight or lost weight, and I'm dating again, or I'm not. I've been journaling, meditating, healing childhood wounds. I've saw therapists who knew what they were talking about, and on and on. When you realize that and you're out of the narcissistic relationship, the cycle, the rumination's gone, and you're not really watching videos that much any longer because you've gotten most of the answers to the questions that you had, and many answers to questions that you couldn't even come up with. Yes, that is exactly how it works. Then you look back in time and you reflect, and you can do what I'm going to do right now and say, what a long, strange trip it's been. Not just all of my life. It's been an experience. It's been a journey. I've relished every single moment of it, including this moment right now, creating videos for you. But that specific period of time I'm referring to, the narcissistic abusive trap that you were captured in, as was I, that period seems like a blip on the radar. Many times it seems like it happened just yesterday. Other times it seems like it happened 1,000 years ago. And that's why this is the relationship you need to heal from, because if it weren't a narcissistic or toxic relationship, you wouldn't think twice about that person. You wouldn't be watching videos. You wouldn't have any answers or any questions that you need answers to, and you just would continue living your life. That's why this is unlike any relationship you've ever participated in the past, in the present, or in the future. You will not, at least my hope is, you will not ever fall into the clutches, the jaws of the narcissist again, because now you have discernment. Now you are trusting your instincts, your intuition. Now you are paying attention to red flags. You are embracing green flags, and now you have wisdom. This wisdom is a superpower. It's a superpower on steroids when you wrap your head around the fact that very few people even know what you are talking about or what I'm talking about. You are a pioneer. You are on the cutting edge of prosperity. You're one of the people, just like myself, who is making groundbreaking work, groundbreaking, life-altering, life-changing breakthroughs, discoveries, if you will, that nobody knew about before. Think about what I'm mentioning to you. Think about how little you knew about toxicity, narcissism, mindset, mentality, emotions, empathy, and more way back when. And think about what you know now. Now you can be on a bus, on a train, on a plane, at a restaurant. You can be sitting in a ball game watching a sporting event. You can do whatever you do, and you can observe people and say, wow, that poor person, they're trapped. They have no idea. That was me. Or you can say, oh my gosh, what a loving couple. That couple looks amazing. My hope is that they're healthy and stable. They appear to be amazing to me on the exterior, but when they go home, I have no idea what they're going to do, and God bless them. But the whole point is, now you can read energy just like I can. And you need to understand that's a skill. Very few people can read energy. There is one caveat, one exception to that. Yes, of course, the narcissist could read energy, which is why if you play the video again that I'm creating for you, I mentioned in there earlier, probably about the 6-minute 41 mark or 7-minute 41 mark, I'm guessing, but I'm sure I'm pretty close, that the narcissist knew who you were before you did. Well, that's true. Remember, the narcissist is a predator. They have an instinct. They need to capture, they need to hunt, destroy, and then they need to wash, rinse, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. This is why these people never change. This is why these people only get worse. This is why these people destroy other people's lives, and this is why these people don't care. They don't care because there are 8.3 billion people on the planet, and the narcissist in their tiny little pea brain, they think that they're going to have endless supply. Well, the endless supply is just like that famous movie from the 60s or 70s. I think it's the 60s, called The Endless Summer, a surfing movie. One of the best movies of all time. You get a chance, check it out. But The Endless Summer eventually came to an end, and that was a cool surfing movie. I'm referring to the narcissist's uncool ability to capture and trap and try to destroy people's lives. That's coming to a close. It's not going to be showing in any movie theater near you anytime soon, because people are becoming educated and empowered, awakened and aware. And they're understanding that at the hint or the whiff of toxicity, they're going to turn the other way. They're not going to engage. They're not going to defend. They're not going to explain. And they're going to say, no, thank you, but no, thank you. Don't need it. Good luck to you, buddy, whoever you are. Want nothing to do with you, or whoever the person is. So when you have the ability to look back in time and realize how far you've come, just like I do, you will look back and say, wow, what an amazing journey. Not just your life, but I'm referring to specifically that body of time, that period of time when you were trapped in the narcissistic cycle. You're out. You made it out. Think about it. Think about how powerful you are. Think about all of the insurmountable odds that were stacked against you that you really didn't have a chance to beat, but you did, just like me. That's why you can see now I'm showing you some youthful exuberance here, because I'm excited. I'm super excited, not only to be myself and to have healed, which is why I create videos every day, but there are so many other people I've been working with for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And most of these people are making earth-shattering, groundbreaking revelations and changes in their life, just like I did years ago. The ripple effect is in full motion, people. You need to get on the wave of abundance, get on the wave of authenticity, get off of the toxic, narcissistic merry-go-round, get out of the circus, get out of the big top, get out of the clown show of the narcissist unicycling around, juggling different relationships, i.e. bowling pins, and not caring if any of them drop and smash to the ground. Those days are over. They're in the past. We, the collective, we, the people who were trapped, need to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past, not predict the future, apply everything we've learned in the present day, and live in the present moment, the here and the now. That's where the abundance takes place. That's where the authenticity takes place. And that's where doors of opportunity will be presented to you. Doors of possibility will be kicked wide open for you. And doors of abundance will be laid out right at your feet. But none of those will take place until you get the message, you go no contact, you block these parasites, and you begin to take all that energy that was going out the window and you place it back into yourself. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. I will talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. When you really take a minute to reflect back, you, and think about how far you've come, and all the things you've accomplished, and all the things you've done, and all the things you will do, and all the roadblocks or the monkey wrenches that were thrown into your life when you were in that relationship with the narcissist. But even then, you still gave to a fault. You still were committed. You still did your best to elevate that person and to fix a relationship. And now all that energy gets to go back into you. It's absolutely spectacular. It's sensational. It's marvelous. It's fantastic. And those are some adjectives that may not mean what you think, but they're all positive adjectives for this part of the video. And now you need to understand that very few people will ever know what you're talking about when you're referencing your relationship you were part of. They won't. But somebody like me who's been in it and trapped and knows exactly every nuance of what these freaks do and these creatures do, I can finish your sentence in a second. And if you've healed, you can do the same with me. That's a huge accomplishment. It's massive, because you learned a different language that you didn't even know existed. And you were in a relationship that you didn't even know existed. And you beat the behemoth, the juggernaut, the apex predator, the narcissist. You knocked them out for the count. Not literally, I'm talking figuratively. That's an amazing feat. And you did it. No one helped you. You did it by yourself. So a big, and I mean big, virtual hug for you. Great work. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk with you tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. And no matter what you do, stay in a high vibrational state. Do not give toxicity even 1 second of your life. I love you all. Talk with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.